Take his new favorite regiment of renown. Yes, that's right, we've got the Blades of Hoeth. And more than that, whoa, as I clip through, we've got double Sea Elemental. Wow. Plus an Oceanid, plus Alarielle the Radiant for some healing. Caradhran on horseback. Very rare a Caradhran form, but is one that you can take. Yeah, anti-large armor piercing, great stats as a horse lord. Honestly, pretty decent. I've taken him on foot in the Phoenix, but I don't think I've taken him on the horse yet. Anyway, we've got the Swordmasters, we've got the Pure Main Company as well, a couple of spears, and then one unit of archers with light armor. As for the Norscans here, led by the Troll Lord himself, Throg, we've got a Brave Shaman, a Shaman Sorcerer of Death, bunch of Marauder Bearmen with great weapons, a couple of Famir Warriors as well, a War Shrine Mammoth, and then out wide we've got some Skin Wolves doing some scouting. But let's see here as the double elemental rolls up. We're going to very menacingly gaze about and then begin doing some attacks. Yeah, so the infantry quality here could potentially be a little bit of an issue for Norsca. They definitely need to move in their big heavy hitters, but right now, I mean, this is a few thousand gold all stacked up together with these various units, so definitely going to be pretty interesting to see how it plays out. Swordmaster's taking some damage, a little tiny bit of damage, but of course Alarielle has plenty of capacity to heal all of this. Rog moving in with his anti-large bonus. Mammoth War Shrine right now just kind of collecting kills in the back, I guess. But a nice purple sun actually kills the entire sound in the battle for some reason. And there it goes. Yep, that's going to completely eliminate the archers with the light armor. But maybe should have honestly just put that directly on the Blades of Hoeth. Pure Main Company also getting pretty badly crushed here, as they can't stand against the onslaught of the Famir and the Bearmen together. The War Shrine also comes to land, fight the Elemental. Frog getting distracted, killing the Pure Main Company as well, is not supporting his Mammoth in this engagement. But, yeah, let's see how it goes here. Withering Mist being used to boost, yeah, there's not really any missiles here, so it's just kind of being used. But anyway, a little bit of healing from Alarielle as well. We'll, of course, keep these very tanky single entities topped up. Both the Elementals, yeah, massive melee defense, not the most melee attack, but some anti-infantry bonus, immune to contact effects, 0 armor, but some resistances to offset that. And here, the Famir do magic damage, which is a little bit dangerous, but they also don't have great attack. They had generally pretty low attack overall, and they're not the anti-large variant. The anti-large variant's a little bit scary for the Sea Elementals, but this anti-infantry variant's not going to be doing nearly as much. But right now, Norsca kind of getting a little bit of a surround here on these, like the Blades of Hoeth, just fighting tooth and nail. They're up against some pretty serious value, though, pressure. I mean, they've got multiple units of Bearmen on different sides. They're also getting attacked by the anti-infantry Famir from a different side, so it's quite the grind fight right now on this conquest objective. Skin Wolves just pull back to do a little bit of passive healing. Smart play there from the Norscan player, not to just immediately charge them back in, but actually allow them to get a little bit of benefit from their regeneration, and then charge back in. And they do have an anti-large bonus. No magic damage, but yeah, Flaming Sword of Ruin, unfortunately, in a situation like this, isn't going to help all that much, because yes, you'll be bypassing the physical resistance, but then you'll be subjecting yourself to the fire resistance, so ends up coming out with a little bit of a net benefit, because the physical resistance is more. But something like a Lore of Shadows Famir with Occam's Mind Razor on like a strong melee unit might be one of the best ways for fighting the Elementals, honestly. For a faction like Norsca, or you could also cast, it's not great because it's a pretty expensive spell for this purpose, but if you cast Occam's Mind Razor on some ranged units, it does give their ranged attacks, gives all their attacks magic damage, right? So although you're not getting any benefit from the weapon strength portion, that would allow you to then Hunter Javelin these Sea Elementals with that massive anti-large bonus, able to just cut through the physical resistance, would do huge damage to them. But right now, in the grind fight, things are going pretty well, actually. A single entity fight for, yeah, I mean, the High Elves here have more single entities, and they have some pretty strong ones as well. But let's see. Skin Wolves are continuing to grind it out. The Famir also doing a nice job versus this elite High Elven infantry. And also kind of keeping Caradran locked in jail a little bit here. He is going to do some pretty good damage to the Famir himself, but Sea Elemental gets in demonic instability, or elemental instability, rather, with that Doom and Darkness momentarily, but Alarielle will offset with some healing. And yeah, you can see the Famir in a surround. Now they're able to get some attacks in kind of the rear arc of the Elemental, where they're bypassing some of that massive melee defense. Going to get a lot more dangerous as the game plays out, and as the support for the High Elves starts to dry up. Blades of Hoeth continuing to fight as well as they can. Alarielle gets chucked out of the engagement there. There is something to note here about the physical resistance, is that Alarielle's actually providing even more of it, right? So she gives an extra 10% physical resistance to everything in the AoE. So, like, yeah, these Sea Elementals have been getting even more benefit from that. Is there other passive resistances you can get from the High Elves? I don't remember offhand, but I do know with Caradran you could potentially stack like these Phoenix Guard with that his ability active, plus her passive aura would give them quite a bit of physical resistance. Yeah, 30% plus 10% up to 40 while that's active, but ultimately not enough to save the Blades of Hoeth as they get dragged down here. This one Sea Elemental has been heal capped and now also is likely to face its demise here. But let's see. More Oceanids will be summoned, of course, as these things start to lose HP. But Alarielle being on foot is actually pretty advantageous. He's not going to get pummeled by Throg quite so hard. She's got massive melee defense as well on foot, although she is constantly getting knocked down, which could interrupt her casting potentially. But yeah, 60 melee defense. So, actually is not at too much risk from, well, Throg's got 60 melee attacks, so he's just got the base 35% hit chance. But Caradran lives, and with his flaming halberd, he will be a great matchup for Throg, as long as he can fight him without too much interference. Throg slowly rising to his feet there, and Caradran will start to do the halberd attacks. He does have the Phoenix Blade as well, so with that active, he's going to just absolutely wreck Throg. Throg kind of getting wrecked either way, as he's sort of bullied en masse from the Sea Elemental. But a little bit of healing from Alarielle, a little tasteful Earthblood on all three of these single entities. And Throg pops the fight or die, desperately trying to get his Famir to help him out here, which they are actually. Getting some pretty good contact on that Sea Elemental. But the Bearman holding for now. Blades of Hoeth come back from route, charge a few of them. Caradran's is finally able to get a little bit of a 1v1 versus Throg here. Of course, he's also getting the benefit of Alarielle's physical resistance. And how will it go? The Sea Elemental splashing around. Actually knocks over Throg once more. And did he just die? Oh, Throg just died. I guess Caradran just killed him. Very impressive stuff. Although they're not out of the woods yet. They've still got this Shaman Sorcerer of Death Spirit Leeching down. The Sea Elemental here, which itself is likely to perish from the Famir. So it will come down to just Alarielle and Caradran trying to hold out against all of this. See if they can. Although Sea Elemental, I guess, not going quietly into that good night. Going to receive some healing from Alarielle with that nice little Earthblood. Does a little clearing attack animation there. And the terror kicks in for the Shaman Sorcerer. He gets terror routed away. And then let's see. We're getting close once more. Sea Elemental very imposing here in the forest. But it doesn't seem to be doing many attack animations right now. Mostly just kind of eating hits. Shaman Sorcerer of Death gets just straight routed that time. Like Caradran with Feint and Riposte active, up to 80 melee defense. Yeah. There's little that the Norskins can do at this point. Even with some pretty decent units in melee combat here, they just don't have the attack to get through. Yeah, especially Caradran manages to kind of carry there in the late game. So fun build from Rider Rohan. Very interesting one for sure. Some people aren't going to like this, but hey, that's it's something you can do for sure, is just create this very defensive kind of healing formation, and ends up working out okay. I mean, one Sea Elemental up to 3,000 damage value, 23,000 damage dealt. Even though they are a very defensive monster, it can definitely put out some pretty serious hurt. The Caradran as well, getting some pretty good value, I should say. The other Sea Elemental does some damage, gets pretty close to paying for itself. The rest of the army is basically just going to get horribly killed here, other than the Swordmasters. One unit of Spears also randomly pays for itself. Frog gets some pretty respectable value, as do the Bear Men. But the Monstrous infantry here, I mean, you would expect some inflated value from healing, and we do see they were able to actually get some legitimately good damage here. But, yeah, I mean, obviously having the anti-infantry Famir against the elite infantry of the Elves is nice, but having the anti-large probably would have been better here. Hard to say. Maybe they wouldn't have been able to kill the Swordmasters as effectively. But just from a build perspective, like, you've already got the Mammoth, and granted, you do have a little bit of anti-large from the Skinwolves as well, but I might also take the anti-large Famir here, because there are some powerful large units, like Dragon Princes, you know, the Fireborn, you've got now these Sea Elementals. There's some large units that somewhat rely on their physical resistance, so having Famir, great weapons with that anti-large bonus and the magic damage is quite nice. But yeah, overall, very fun battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.